Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Emily. I'm here for my weekly, I think it actually might even have been a week, cross stitch update. My channel's all about cross stitch and just about anything else I chuck in. I'm still gathering a few new subscribers here and there, so if you're new to me, you're very welcome. If you've come back to watch another video, you obviously don't mind me talking nonsense most of the time, which is pretty much all I do. It's been a not big stitchy week for me because I did a lot of hours kind of accidentally at work. I'm not apologising, I am wearing Christmas pyjamas. I am I have got a day off. I've only done 5 shifts this week, but basically I had Monday, Tuesday off, and then that was my weekend, and then I've done 5 normal days at work. But Saturday and Sunday I both did 10-hour shifts, which is good, but exhausting. So today I'm off. I've only got the one day off. I'm off again on Friday. So yeah, I've got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday I've got earlies, and then which is good for stitching in the evenings, which is really good. And then Friday I'm off, and then Saturday I think I've got an early on Saturday, and then I'm in all day on Sunday. So that's my next week out of the way, which we're already in with on the date of today. So today is a sitting on my bum day, doing some stitching day, and see what I can get done. I've just realised I've left most of my stitching the other side of my camera, which only I can manage. So it is Monday the 5th of February 2024. It's 20 to 10 in the morning. I thought I got back from dropping the kids at about 9 o'clock, and I thought I'd give myself an hour of stitching. So I pulled up somebody I've not watched before. It was a Flosstube for once. I try to watch Flosstube. I'm going to give her a shout out because her pieces are very similar to mine actually. She's called Holly. I've got her up on my screen actually. What's she called? Let's go to her channel. Holly the Cross Stitch Addict. I'm going to subscribe to her. There we go. She's done loads of floss tubes. I've just not come across her. She's on This Is 47 I'm watching. I might go back and watch some of her earlier ones actually. She's a Brit, clearly living in America. Don't quite know the background because she's jumped in talking like I do to people she already knows kind of thing. So I need to go back and catch up. So, but long dogs, Hades, that sort of thing, which is, as you know, right up my wheelhouse because that's what I basically do too. She says about to show you a couple of pieces of the time either long dogs or Hades. Anyway. So, yeah, I'm still doing my secret stitch, which I'm not sure if it's secret as such, but I've spent a lot of my stitchy availability this week doing that. So I may as well just show it quickly first. It's a gorgeous little pattern from, I don't want to get it wrong. Quick. Open the PDF. What's she called? Oh, it's not come up on there. Cross stitch. Oh, cracky, that's her name. It's very long. I think she's Ukrainian, I think, possibly. Give me 2 seconds. Let's go into Etsy. I think it's Nara cross stitch. I'm probably just said it wrong. Come on. Load. There we go. Nara X Stitch Patterns, who we're all shouting out because we love the patterns. We really love the patterns. And it was the tiny little. I'm not even going to put up a picture of what it looked like before because I can show you what it looks like. What it looked like. This is what it looked like last week. What it looks like finished, because I don't really need to show you what it looks like finished because it's not finished. Trust me, it's not finished. I'm at 69.23%, so I'm nearly there. And I can show you where it is now. Again, if you are the recipient of this, please close your eyes now because you know who you are. And he does sometimes watch. Probably not this week actually because we're spending a bit more. We've got pretty good week. Last week we had a pretty good week, and this week we'll see each other pretty much all through the back end of the week. So it's only when we're not going to see each other for a little while that he'll watch a video, which is incredibly cute. I think we can say that. Anyway, here I'm just trying to put it so we can actually see it, because I've got it, because I was trying to save as much of this beautiful piece of, look at that, look at the mottling on that. That is showing really rather well. It really is grey blue. It's Bee Stitch Me Ice Queen. So it's 28 count, and I didn't like the 2/2, so I'm doing it 1/1, which is incredibly cute. I'm getting used to the 1/1. Doesn't mean I'm ever going to do 28 count 1/1 ever again, but I'm getting used to it, and I'm getting better, and I'm getting faster. So I'm at 69.23%, and it is now here. So you can actually see the outline of the bow there, which should tie around there, and I'm not stitching the bow, I'm stitching the background, which I'm working out as I go. So if it could just go into focus for me, if I hide, there we go. So all of this is finished. I've done this background. This here, 3072, is the colour of the fabric. One strand of 3072 is exactly the same colour as this fabric, which coincidentally was the colour of the wallpaper in the Better to See You with, which I'll show you in a second, even though I've done like 10 stitches on that. So there we go, that's where I am. So I'm just figuring out to colour this in with the reds. It's all the hearts and the twiddles and the curly bits. I've had to sort of figure out what was hiding under the ribbon, because the ribbon came across here and there, so I've had to work out what was hiding under the ribbon in these hearts. And there's obviously the bow, but that will be red, so it's just going to be a red envelope. Top of the envelope's done, most of this is done. All I need to do is the little accent in these little berries. I haven't stitched those, but I have sort of finished most of the leaves. It's finished to about there, I think. There are a couple of bad mistakes. That heart there is one stitch too far over, because you can see the stem goes eh. But life's too short, guys. It's not getting fixed. I have fixed where it was going to be obvious. I had to do some fixing here. I've had to do some frogging here. Where it was going to be obvious to me, obviously, only to me, I fixed it. So that's what I've been battering away at. I think to get it finished now, I've got 2,000 stitches basically to go. 2,000 divided by, today is the 5th, so we've basically got 8 days that I want it finished in. So I need to do 250 stitches a day. For context, I've done 585 this morning on it. So all is good. I'm hoping to get it out of the way well before the day I need to gift it. And yeah, I'll have that out of the way, and then that's a little accidental oops, I just did a little piece that was 6,500 stitches accidentally, because I mooched onto a website and bought myself a very, very, very cute little pattern, which I'm loving how tiddly it is. It's just so small and squinky and cute. Right, obviously that's been the majority of my stitching this week. Last night I did start, so last week I did pull up some Flossmas pieces to work on a little bit, and I did stitch on these twice, and I was trying to get these are the the Flossmas bugs of my 12 new starts in Flossmas. I started 6 of these rather glorious bugs, so I pulled it out, brought them with me, had the threads with me, so I thought, right, get on, put some work in. And the only one that I hadn't worked on again and got over 20% was the butterfly. So I thought I'd start with the butterfly, bearing in mind that I just am not having the time at the moment, because I'm stitching on that to get lots other done. So it was only at like just under 19%, I think. So I worked on it a bit last night and a bit this morning, and we're now at 27.87. I've done 140 stitches on it this morning. I did wake up quite early this morning because I'm on earlies. So this week I'm on earlies. So I woke at 5. So rather than turn over and go back to sleep for an hour and a half, I thought, right, tomorrow morning I'm going to be starting work now. get up. That's unusual. That's either a police car or an ambulance going by, which is quite unusual for along here. Anyway, it's a very quiet road. But people live on it and things happen, I suppose. Yeah, I got up instead and did some stitching. So, because it just means I'll be more tired tonight and we'll get a good sleep, because I'm getting up at 3:30 tomorrow morning, because I'm on an early and leaving at 4:20. I just need that little bit of extra time in the morning just to get myself together. So I'll be starting work at 5 in the morning tomorrow, and the next day and the next day and the next day. And so I just thought, well, it's silly to sleep and then have my body think that it can sleep late tomorrow, because it can't. Hence why I've already done like 700 stitches today, because I've got up early. It's not just because I stitch like fury, but I do that too. Anyway, so the butterfly, we'll have a picture from the whip parade. Looked like this, where it was, and just now it looks like this. This is black fabric. It's looking a bit pale. Put it that side. That's a bit better. So I've put in this edge of this wing, and I put in the edge of that wing. It's got little dark blobs in it. I can't account for it. It was all pulled off the same bobbin. Don't know. Don't know why there's lights and darks in that. It is one colour, pulled off the same bobbin. Just don't know. Who knows? Anyway, so I've done a bit of. I started, because they've got quite a bit of extra things. It's not just the bug. You've got little bits. So here are some of the little bits on this. So I joined on some of those just to use up the thread that I'd got to the end of using here. So I thought I'd just finish it off up there, which is just the tip of that wing there. And then obviously I joined on more to come down here and fill in here. So this bit here is probably this colour as well, but I haven't done that bit yet. This is white. So there's my butterfly, which I will continue working on for a little bit until I'm like over it, or reach something like 40% maybe, and then I'll stop, and then I'll probably, I've got the ladybird, I've got the dragonfly, which is the first one I started, and I've also got the bee on this piece of fabric. So I'm going to keep trucking for a bit. This is the one where I said I'm going to work on it for a week and then put it back away, but I'm probably going to get stitches into each of these 4 and then put this one away and get another one, or I'm going to say 2 weeks and work on all 6 of them. There's no hard and fast rule. I'm not keeping score. I'm just stitching on what I want to stitch on, and when I've worked on it, it goes up to the bottom of the box. But I'm not taking from the top of the box. I want to be quite clear. I am looking for what I want to stitch on. I'm not going, it's your turn, it's your turn, it's your turn. I'm going, that one, rummage, 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 pull it out, that one. Which again is totally fine. It just doesn't matter. I need to stitch on what I fancy stitching on. So butterfly is kind of the next couple of days, possibly. I'll put stitches into the butterfly, and then I'll switch it out to one of the others. So you'll see one of the others next week, probably, or maybe 2. I might just if I've got that out of the way, I've got more stitchy time available to me. Again, at first stitching on the black, that's on 18 count black Ada. Again, at first stitching on the Ada was hellish. Now I'm just getting on with it, and I mostly feel for the holes with the back of the needle. Like I'll feel. You can feel when you can feel where the hole is. So that's basically how I operate. I'll feel for my hole rather than randomly poking about for it, because then you come up between the holes, especially with the black Ada where you can't clearly see the hole. So I sort of run my needle along the back of the fabric and listen, and it goes and it goes up through the hole. So that's how I find my holes usually, especially with stupid left hand, which I stitch with underneath. This is a non-dominant hand, my left hand. It is rubbish. It doesn't really work properly at all. I can knit with it. I struggle to hold crochet. My hand just doesn't really operate properly. So it doesn't help that I've chopped 2 of my fingertips off in the past and don't have fine motor nerves left in tops of tops of the two really useful fingers. So I tend to stitch with the one that I can feel really well. The thumb I can't do anything about. I took about a third of the tip, the sideways chunk off it with a chop saw blade. So although it healed very nicely, I'm left with a lot of it. Yeah, it doesn't work. So my fine motor is really rubbish with my left hand. So I have to rely on good right hand to do a lot. That's a little bit of today's useless, pointless information there, isn't it? Anyway, that was years ago, and this one was a very long time ago, but it's never going to get any better, and it's annoying. It's annoying rather than limiting. It wasn't. I've not taken enormous chunks off myself. It's just little, but it's all the nerves at the ends. Where you need that very, very fine. This is what doesn't work. Just doesn't. I can't feel it. It's hopeless. Anyway, luckily left hand. I'm very, very right-handed. So there we go. So I've picked out that one to work on that. So that's that. The only other thing I've got immediately in front of me here is, oh, there's a bit of that. I need that on that. Is my bag, which I fixed. I do need to refix it because I'm not happy. You can see why I'm not happy. It's got a mouth because I stitched the popper on. All I need to do is take this top popper and just move it along the boss. Oh, it's about 5mm, and then that will lie flat. But look, this is what I did. I've got 3 big poppers. It now has a lovely big mouth, and that is a well-loaded 11 by 11 Q-snap, and out it slides. So I'm very happy. I put a piece of quilt batting behind. I put the twill tape and some very big poppers, and you can see what the problem is there. I stitched that on too far over. It needs to move just a little bit, and then it won't have a mouth. And this is my number 1 prototype here. I just folded the corners so that the corners, when done up, wouldn't stick out that way. So that's that, and I stitched a piece of twill tape inside here, so it's well reinforced. It's really good and useful. I just need to fix the popper. Now the poppers are huge, and I found those in my boxes of house clearance, my dead people's things, Mrs. Jolly's box of poppers, and I found 2 packets of the poppers here. Now, 7 old pence, 7D. Now, so this dates these pieces of cardboard are at least, decimalisation was 1971, which is 53 years ago. So these 2 pops and those 3 poppers had been on these pieces of cardboard for at least 53 years, because that's old money. So all those years unused, pack of 3 there, pack of 2 there, on these. I don't know if I can put this card in the bin. It's at least 53 years old, and it's been sitting there with its brand new poppers on it all this time. So I used 3. I will be using these 2 as well. All those years. So there we go. So I used them, which was great. And I found another pack of poppers, which I think are a good deal newer. That's sort of a lot smaller, but I'll use these 2. Wonderful. Just goes to show, doesn't it? Nothing has happened to these. They're as good as they were 53, 4, 5, goodness knows, years ago. Wow. Anyway, I kept it, obviously. So that wasn't haul, because it's things I already own. And I did get a tiny bit of haul. I treated myself to a new fabric marker, £3 odd from Amazon. This is the one I love and rate. It is Core Bond. It is a water erasable marker. This comes out with the slightest moisture, and it is gone. Slightest moisture, cold, anything. So I'm going to need to be marking up some marked Ada. My City of Love has lost all its marks. They do fade with time as well, so that's completely lost all its marks. So I thought, right, treat myself, £3 something. Flora cashed in a Christmas voucher for cash, so she gave me her Amazon voucher and I transferred her the money that she could spend anywhere, obviously, and I then could process a small amount of my Amazon basket, which I just leave now. Before, before I made Amazon very difficult for myself, I'd have had all this stuff months ago. I'd have just gone bye, 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 bye. Now I have to go, right, okay, I've got this much, I want that, and I want that, and I want this. So I also got myself some zip tape, which is like, I think they're 2 meter lengths of just zips, and then you get the zippers. So you can cut it to the length you want, which is useful immediately, and then they're actually, the teeth are actually designed to be able to slide on the zipper, which is obviously brilliant, because if the zipper comes off, it's a bit of a fight to get these invisible zippers, to get these back on. So I've got some of those, which I think will be very useful going forwards for making my bags to actually, and I got them in all their, like, their pastel blues. So there's white, there's a crew, well, it's probably ivory, very, very pale blue, very, very pale teal, and then quite a nice like periwinkle blue. I really do need to move this popper. It's very annoying, but I still haven't done it yet. So I fixed my bag. I'm very happy with it. And tiny, tiny, tiny smidgen of progress. I'm not even going to put up what it looked like last week. I've simply done a little bit of the bottom border here, like probably 20 stitches is all I've done. I've worked on it one time at my mum's waiting to pick up my kids, because it's what I had with me. There, that's all I've done. So I do need to get my skates on with this. Let's have a quick look at what we've got left to go. Pilgrim. That's Long Dog Sampler the Pilgrim, for those who might not have watched me and seen it every single week, because I show it every single week. I have got 3,427 stitches to go. 3,427, and we've got, needs to be done by the 20. I reckon I've got, oh crikey, how many days? If we say 20 days, that gives me backstitch time. Oh, I need to do 171. Right, I need to be doing 200 stitches a day on this from now. So I need to pop in back into, I need to stop being obsessed, because I'm okay with that one. I don't need to put in 1,000 stitches a day into my little piece. I need to start doing 200 stitches a day on my Pilgrim to get it finished for Long Dog Leap Day. But look, this is perfect. This is absolutely perfect size, and it's perfect for a medium-sized project, this bag. I don't know if I'll make them any thinner through, because that one is, what, 1.5 inches. That one's 1.5 inches wide at the bottom, which I think is perfect. It fits really nicely. I have made a bigger bag. It's obviously not here. It's not finished, and it's not here. So on Tuesday I did a whole load of patchwork. I stitched all my squares together, ironed it all, laid out a bag, quilted the batting onto the front and back of the bag, and then made it into a bag with the lining. It's just at the point of there with the raw top edge, so it's just a nice big open thing at the moment, and it needs, I'm going to, for now, until I figure out something easier, I'm just going to do that, finish it, and then put the front band on and then the back flap on. So hopefully I'll get that finished soon, and that is maybe 2 inches wide, which is going to be for my treasure hunt bookshelf. And it doesn't have the vinyl pocket on the front, because I don't need a vinyl pocket. My threads are carried in my master set, so I don't need, for two big Haid projects, I don't need them with the vinyl pockets on the front. But this one is incredibly useful. I've got all sorts. I've got a tape measure, I've got my threads, I've got my new pen, and I've got those poppers that I kept because I wanted to show you, and it's driving me insane. I need to fix that popper. It's not driving me actually insane, it's just annoying me every time I look at it. Although I'm really, really happy with how the bags come out. So there's that. but it's not going to be until Thursday when I get back there, and it's going to be dark. This is the problem this time of year. I want to get on in the evenings, but it's dark, and I work in the conservatory there, and it's dark. So we need 2 months to pass and it to be light in the evenings, and then I can really crank on. Yeah, so there we go. That's that. Now I need to reach behind, so excuse me one moment if everything falls down. I apologise. You know how I roll. I don't really edit, I don't really adjust anything. Ah, success. Because this project bag isn't the one I want to be using at all. Okay. Nearly there. Right. So in here I've got the other bugs. That's the wasp. Oh my god. That's the spider. Okay, I'm gonna get to a nice stopping place. This is the one I should have started with. He's that way up, isn't he? He's head down. Is he? Yes, he's head down. Oh my goodness, this is the one I should have started with. This is the one that I need to put work into. I thought it was the butterfly. Well, I needed to work on the butterfly anyway, but the spider is even smaller. Right, so I'll move on to the spider next. Let's find the spider and work out why I didn't. Wasp, firefly, bee, butterfly, spider. 9. Yeah, the spider's not quite at 10%, so I need to put some. I'll get that one to a good. I'll get the butterfly to a good stopping point, and then the spider next. So I did bring them all. That's good. Probably 2 weeks work in them for me then. Okay. Otherwise, I've got the Lola Crow, What the Cat Saw, and I have done a little tiny bit on here because now we have a plant pot, and Eric is finished. Eric has got a dark stitch on him. That's not a dark stitch there, that's a dirty stitch. He will get washed, he's on pre-gridded Ada. So I've basically got all the background to go, and some back stitch on the sails, and he'll be finished. So what I'm going to do is, still haven't done it yet, finish off. Oh, you can see I'm in process. I did do some stitching. I'm going to finish off the white, so it's that bit down there and then the background there. So it's this line with the diamond. It's like the background of the wallpaper, and then I need to get the wallpaper filled in. So this is going to be in my sort of daily rotation. I'm going to put in 1 strand of DMC into the. Once I've got this white done, I'm going to be putting in 1 strand of DMC every day, every other day, every time I think about it, until it's finished. So that's going to be, and that will literally sort of accidentally turn into like a daily 30, because it will maybe take me 30 minutes to put in 1 strand of DMC into that wallpaper. So charted was 3072, which I didn't like. I found it a bit like, it looked sort of dirty. So I've swapped it out for this, which should be lying on top of my master set somewhere. See, I've got randoms lying on top of my master set. It is 3042. So I went from 3072 to 3042. I can put 3072 back because I finished it on the little heart piece there. I finished up on there, so that can go back away. Actually, I think that one lives in here. That lives in here. I've borrowed it from Stitching Shelf Winter 3072. I certainly have. Right, put that away in there. This is a full kit up. My Stitching Shelf Winter, you know, the little mini that's not a mini at all because it's huge, that I've done almost nothing on. but I've got the full DMC kit up for that, but I have heavily borrowed from this. If I can't find a colour in my master set, I borrow from anywhere I can. But when I get to that, it'll be fine. So I need to put my 3072 with, it is not 3072, I'm talking nonsense, 30, whatever that was, 3042, it's not 3042 at all. Let me put that back. What is it then? Is it this? No. Oh, now I've got a random, so I've obviously got a random skein knocking around somewhere of this. I've got a bit of it. It's that. It's 3743. I've got 2 skeins of that, so I'm going to get one, put one with my work. That was nearly nasty, wasn't it? So hard to tell in this crappy light today. Yes, it's definitely that. I should write things down. I don't write all my video. Panic averted. I'd gone over 30 minutes. I thought today was going to be a super quick video because I have nothing to show you, and yet I've still managed to rabbit on for over half an hour. If my tablet doesn't like doing over 30 minutes of recording, it tends to freeze me, and then it makes it unable to process. Sometimes if I go too long, it won't even play the video, and it's heartbreaking to record half an hour of video and then it just be dead. Anyway, so I've got my 2 colours left to go on that. I'll pop that in one of my little bags and have it with me, and that can be my like daily 30 piece just to keep on at it. Got my last 2 pieces to show you. I have put some stitches in City of Love, which is an Emma Congdon piece that I got from Etsy, and I absolutely love it. I'm just scrolling through Pattern Keeper to find it. Up we go. Oh, crikey. There it is. It's at 15.35, and you probably won't be able to tell any difference from last week's here to this week's. Oh, I've got a thread right in the worst possible place because I've been working on 712, and this week I'm here. So all I've done, if it's hardly anything, I know, is I've put in some 712. I've gone around the edge of this building, I'm sure, and I might have done that bit, but that might have already been there. I can't tell you whether I had or not without looking at the video. So that's where it is. It's at 15.35. I'm obviously going to keep on at this one in February. So I'm only 5 days into February. I did pick it up in January though, so I will keep at this for February. I feel pacey like the month's gone, and it's not. It's only the 5th, and I'll get some stitches into this month for sure. I do love this piece very much. It's all these lovely colours. It is on a piece of, I think, ivory 22 count hardanger. So I'm doing 1 strand on 22 count, and the coverage is brilliant. I wish I liked the 22 count more. It's like, but it's an even weave, so you slip under. So I can't 20 count because it's Ada. I can stitch really fast. 22 count, 25 count, 28 count. I've got to stitch carefully because if you pull too tight, you lose your strand under the thread of the fabric. So I have to be very gentle, and I'm a ferocious stitcher. So I do love it. I wish I loved 22 count more. I wish they made 22 count Ada, because then I would use it all the time, because the coverage is just that bit better with 1 strand. Now, my last piece to show you is the Treasure Hunt bookshelf, and I filmed last week. I won't bother putting up where I was last week because after I finished filming, I moved the Q-snap. I was all of a sudden completely and utterly over stitching A here and B sky. I just went over it. So I just took, I think I'd taken it out of the Q-snap to either show you, or I took it out of the Q-snap as soon as I'd finished filming, and I moved the Q-snap. So I think, she says, let me check before I promise something I can't deliver. I did. I took a photograph of where I moved the Q-snap to, which I will put here. And then I've put in not very many stitches, which is okay for this point of the month. And I stitched on it every day in January. We are on day 5 of February and I have missed 2 days. I missed the first accidentally because I fell asleep and woke up after midnight. And I missed yesterday because I fell asleep and woke up after midnight. Note to self, when I get in from work, I need to stitch on my bookshelf first if I want to stitch on it every day. Otherwise, it will be what it will be. So I'm at 21.05%. I got to 21% before the end of the month, so I am on track. We are heading for 22% at the end of this month, which means I'm not far off. I'm 3 months off stitching on this for 2 years. It's going to have its second anniversary very shortly, 2 months' time. I think I started it at the back end of April and called it May. I think I literally started it on like the 30th of April, 28th, 29th of April. And we called it May. So here is where I am now. And I'm going for page 1 this month. So page 1 is about there. So I've got plenty to fill in page 1. I'm still being me. I'm still cross-countrying, trying to stay within. Excuse me. I put the page lines back on because I had my page lines turned off because I don't normally stitch in pages. Yeah, it goes down here, the page line. In fact, I'm going to pop out my pen. Let's get my pen working. Oh, it's not in there. It's in, was it? I'm so happy with this bag, by the way. As soon as I've moved my gapey popper, I will be incredibly happy with my bag. So, get you out of here. These really are. I've had several fabric marker pens. This one here is the one I really truly like. Okay, it's got a nice fine nib. Let's mark the line. It goes down. Let's find there. Oh, and a new pen's got such a fine tip. Yeah, my old one, which I still have, still works. It's just currently lost in the system, full stop, with having some of my stuff here, some of my stuff there, some of my stuff boxed up to take there, some of my stuff there that isn't yet sorted. I've lost a lot of bits and pieces that I know I own, but however, I'm always going to use. And I think I've got about that much. I think I'm probably about half used of my other pen, but the nib has not got this beautiful fine tip on it. It's a bit blunt. So my page goes down to there. Let's find something on that page there. I'm just marking my page 1 here. And there. There we go. Thank you, pen. You're up and running. I will regrid City of Love later on as well, but I'm not going to do that on camera because that would be silly. Right, there we go. There you can see them. There's page 1. That makes it nice and easy. So I'm going to try and stitch in my page 1. That'll be more than enough stitches. It'll be 6,800 stitches or whatever I've got left to do this month. Will more than finish page 1 and spill out, I'm sure. Either that way or that way, it'll spill out because obviously that's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8, 16, 24, 28, 32. Yeah, that's not even 4,000 stitches that there. So we'll spill out somewhere else, but I'm going to try and finish all the stitches, ninjas and everything, on page 1 this month so that I have a completed page. It's pretty much what I did at the beginning for page whatever it is, that end, because that bit's all done. The gaps creep in Oh my god. Oh my god, look at it. Oh my god. It's only when you look at it you realise what you're doing. Look at this. Yeah, mind you, that's a metre away over there. Anyway, page 1. February, page 1. We'll see how we do. And that's it, guys. That's everything. So, coming week, I'm going to 200 stitches a day into the Pilgrim. I'm going to get the white finished on this, and then I'm going to then start. I mean, the white's going to take me, I might just take that to my mum's when I go to get the kids today and see if I can get all that white done. I'll do the white and I'll do an outside border, and then it's filling. I don't even need the pattern, I don't need anything, I just need it with me to put 1 strand a day into. I'm going to regrid, because this is how good this little pen works. It was gridded. You can just faintly see here and there lines, but it was gridded. This first bit here was all gridded up with this pen, but it's water soluble. There's a little tiny line there you can still see. The rest of it's just disappeared, which it does over time. I can just at an angle and it's not been washed, it's not been wet. You can see it's not been washed because it is in fact filthy. There's a big mark there, there's 2 marks there. Hey ho, it will be washed when it's done. Regrid that, keep working on that. Butterfly, bit more work into the butterfly. Spider, at least 20%. Whatever I rest the butterfly at, and I want to say 40. 35 seems a bit near, and 30 is an odd number. No, it needs to be 40. My brain works in 4s, so it needs to be 40%. So I'm going to take the butterfly to 40%, and then I'm going to see if I can get the spider to 40%, and then the others are at least 20%, if not 28, 29, things like that. So, and obviously I need to get this. This should be very, very nearly done. That bow, that we can clearly see the bow, that bow should be gone. Hopefully by about tomorrow. Needs to be done. Anyway, I love it. Gonna get on with it. I need to sort my hair. I'm totally messy and tufty today. It's because I've just put it up rather than dealt with it correctly. Anyway, I'm going to go back now and watch a bit more of that lady's Flosstube and get some of her backstory, because I've just jumped in and don't know her backstory, so I'm going to go and do that. I might at her below, because her pieces are a bit like my pieces, and you might have not come across her. She doesn't have I don't actually know. Let's have a little look. See, I'm just being nosy now. I don't think she's got a lot of. How is my phone at 22% already? Oh, my phone batteries are having a wobbly. Yeah, no, she's probably about as big as me, I think. I just have honestly never come across her. Anyway, righto. I will see you in about a week. I'm not too sure when my days lie next week, because I haven't really looked properly. But I will see you in about a week, guys, and we'll have a little catch up and see where I am with all my stitching. Thanks so much for watching me. Oh my goodness, my videos are never short, are they? And I didn't really have that much to show you, let's be honest. I haven't got that much to show you. Anyway, I will see you in about a week. Bye bye, guys.